Getting a client on Upwork is like going fishing. There are plenty of big fish out in the sea, but you know what else is out there? A lot more fishermen. Oh. To consistently reel in those big catches in your net, you will need to avoid common mistakes that scare away potential clients. In this video, we'll explore these common Upwork mistakes and learn some actionable tips to avoid them. So let's catch some big client fish people. Common Upwork mistake number 1 is bidding on every project. Some beginners feel that by bidding on every project, they will increase their chances of landing a job on Upwork. But that's not how things generally work. This approach will lead you to submit low-quality proposals that do not stand out to clients. And if your proposal is just average, well, then potential clients will just unfortunately ignore you. So instead of bidding on every project, go with quality. Be selective and only bid on projects that are a good fit for your skills and your experience. Speaking of bidding on projects, some beginner freelancers like to create template proposals and use that in all of their bids, with maybe just some minimal customization involved. Well, this is a bad idea. Again, this will not make your bid special, it will not make it stand out, it will just be super generic. And a related mistake here is that some people do not even read the job descriptions properly. For example, when I'm hiring people on Upwork, I like to hide a little phrase in the description like platypus in peril and ask people to begin their bids with that exact phrase. It's basically proof that they have actually read the job description. About half the people never actually do that, and that's an instant disqualification, unfortunately. Even if there is no hidden trickery involved, begin your bid by mentioning something concrete in your first sentence. Demonstrate the fact that you are paying attention, and do this within the first couple of words of your pitch, because 90% of the clients will not even read past those first couple of words. So pay attention to this. Another common mistake people make is that they do not invest in their profile. Your Upwork profile is your first impression to the clients, and first impressions matter a lot. In fact, you only have a couple of seconds to convince a potential client, so this elevates the value of a great first impression. So think of your profile as your storefront, right? Invest in it, make it pretty, make it stand out. You want people walking by this storefront to just stop and pause and go, hey, hang on, this place looks actually pretty interesting. Spend a lot of time perfecting your portfolio, right? Craft a profile that showcases your best work. Get straight to the point. Talk about your past successes, results, whatever. Include, client testimonials. Oh, and make sure that you have like zero, and I mean zero, typos or structural mistakes or grammatical errors. None of that. By the way, we do have this neat little checklist that you can download and create the perfect Upwork profile. It's free, down in the descriptions. Now, let's talk a bit more about bidding. As I mentioned, quality over quantity matters, and that is still true. But if you want to be successful on Upwork, you will have to keep bidding on projects, right? The magic keyword here is consistency. So many beginner freelancers get discouraged when their first couple of bids get ignored, but this unfortunately happens. This is the name of the game, right? So to achieve success on platforms like Upwork, you have to keep bidding on projects. So create your own system, set up a schedule, get into your own personal rhythm. For example, set aside 15 minutes every day to check on new projects and then send a proposal to a select 1 or 2 of them. And that's it. 15 minutes every day. That's all the investment that you need. Also, make sure that you download the Upwork messaging app, turn on the notifications, and when a client shows some interest, reply immediately, right? Most hiring takes place within the first couple of hours of posting the job, and if you don't get back to a potential client in time, you just might miss it. Another big mistake people make when bidding on projects is not focusing on the client's outcomes. Simply put, don't talk about you, talk about the client and what they will get after working with you. Some beginners make the mistake of focusing solely on the features of their services and not on the results the client will get. But clients are more interested in what they will achieve by working with a freelancer rather than, just a list of features of the freelancer's services. For example, don't say stuff like, I create websites, I do UX, or I can code in HTML, whatever. Instead, try to communicate things like, hey, I create modern websites that will increase your number of bookings, right? As a client, I may not care about HTML. I might not even know what that is. But more bookings? Yes, I am very interested in that. Our final mistake is poor communication. Or simply put, do not ever disappear, right? Talk to me. Clients hate being kept in the dark. Even if you are running late and probably missing a deadline, talk about it. I guarantee that even a bad excuse, like, I don't know, your hamster is dead, is better than not replying to messages, right? It's always better to communicate than to disappear. So yeah, not communicating is probably the fastest way to lose the trust of a client and to eventually earn a bad review. So, communicate, right? If you are unsure, ask questions. Make sure that there are zero room left for mistakes or misunderstandings. Make sure to provide regular project updates, right? Talk about what you're working on and what the next step is gonna be. Show some drafts of where are you in your process. Keep the client in the loop and they will love you for that. I can guarantee that. That's it for our most common mistakes on UpWork. Want to know more and maybe learn the secret sauce for creating an UpWork profile that will draw in clients like a magnet? Well, check out this video here and start building trust with your potential clients. That's it for today. Have a good one.